Good morning to all. I hope you all are doing well and safe at your home. I, Ms. Gunjan Daswani from Shiv Jyoti Educational Group Kota, welcome you all. That is meeting Cezanne. Let's see the main characters of the story. Yannick, about whom the story is, or I can say he is the main protagonist of the story. Second is Amandine. Amandine is Uncle Bruno's daughter and Uncle Bruno, and the fourth one is Pablo Picasso. Now let's see what is the story about. So story starts with the appearance of a boy named Yannick. So the story starts with the appearance of a boy named Yannick whose mother used to like a painter that was Cezanne. According to his mother, he was the greatest painter in the world. So he always wanted to meet him. So let's see now second point, summer vacation at his uncle's place. So to spend his summer vacations, he went to his uncle's place, and his uncle was having a small village inn. That is a hotel where people used to stay and eat at the same place only. So that's a, in Hindi we can call it a dhaba kind of a thing where people used to stay also. Okay. So now summer vacation at his uncle's place. He used to help his uncle in his village inn. Now visiting of a special guest. So he got to know there is going to be a visit of someone special, that is something very, he was very famous. He was very famous about something. Now what happened? Now Yannick actually he was helping, he used to help his uncle in running his village inn, right? Whenever he used to go to his uncle's place. So unknowingly he just took off the tablecloth and just burnt it. So at this point of time, seeing this, Amandine scolded Yannick. So Amandine shouts at Yannick that why did you did this? This is the tablecloth on which the famous painter has painted something in return of the thing he used to like in our village inn. So for fifth point, Amandine realized her mistake. How she realized her mistake, students? As Uncle Bruno came seeing this, like when she was shouting at Yannick, everyone in the restaurant was just staring at both of them only, and they just both stopped eating. Everyone in the restaurant just stopped eating and went silent that time. So after that, when Uncle Bruno came and he asked Amandine that have you told him about the tablecloth? So she replied, no, I haven't told him about this. So she realized her mistake because Yannick has done that thing unknowingly. So she realized her mistake and she started crying. So sixth point, Yannick went to the painter's house. Why Yannick went to the painter's house? Because he don't want Amandine to cry. He don't want to let Amandine cry and let Amandine be sad about something. So he went to the painter's house. Okay, who was the painter? Student, he was the painter that has came in their village inn as the special guest, as a famous person. Now seventh point, he was given a painting made by the painter. So the painter made a painting for him of sailing boats, because he asked him that what thing do you like? So he said, I like sailing boats. And when he went to his place, he asked him, are you Cezanne, the famous painter? So the painter replied, yes, can you make a painting for me? So he said, yes, I can. And he asked him, what do you like? What kind of a painting do you like? So he asked, I like sailing boats. So he made a picture of sailing boats of the Paris. Okay. Now eighth point, the painter was none other than Pablo Picasso, the greatest painter in the world. So finally when the painter used to add their name in the last, right? So in that picture in the last there was written Picasso. So he asked the painter that why have you written Picasso, because your name is Cezanne. So like he said it's nothing, but now we got to know that who was the painter. He was Pablo Picasso. So children, by this story we can conclude that we should not lose humanity. At that point of time when Yannick came to his place, he must have said that I am not Cezanne, but he didn't did this thing. Because he showed humanity that time towards the small boy, because the small boy has came so far to just for the single painting. Okay, now this was the story. Now we are going to read the internal questions. Hold a pencil in your hand and mark these questions. Question 1, how does the writer show us that Yannick is not impressed by the famous man? Students, this question is given on page number 1. On the left hand side you can see below the word meanings. This question is written over there. You can mark this question. This is your first internal question, and the answer to this one is, whoever he was, he looked like an ordinary man without much hair. So writer shows us that Yannick is not impressed by the famous man. Like he was curious that who was that famous man, but he was not very much impressed because he hasn't even came across that man. So whoever he was, he just thought that he looked like an ordinary man without much hair. So that was just the normal thing that shows that he was not impressed by the famous man. Now question number 2, how does the writer show a change in the atmosphere of the room when Amandine shouts at Yannick? So what was the change in the atmosphere when Amandine was shouting at Yannick? Like I told you in the previous slide also that everyone in the restaurant stopped eating and went silent. So when she was shouting at Yannick, that time everyone just stopped eating and just went silent, and they were just staring at both of them. Now we are going to do the copy work, and this question is on page number 2, left hand side. You can mark this question on page number 2. Okay. Now moving to the copy work. Now we are going to start with question number 1. What, according to Uncle Bruno, was the unforgettable thing that had happened to Yannick? So what, according to Uncle Bruno, was the unforgettable thing that happened to Yannick? Let's see what is the answer. The unforgettable thing that had happened to Yannick was that a great artist had made him a painting to show his appreciation for Yannick's creamy brulee. So Yannick's creamy brulee is a kind of a dish. It's a kind of an English dish. So Yannick made a special dish for the special person, for the famous guest who was coming to visit their village inn. So he had got an appreciation for that, as the famous person or the visitor has made a painting on the tablecloth in reward for that dish. Okay. Now question number 2. Why did Uncle Bruno ask Yannick to look on the bright side of things? So why did Uncle Bruno ask Yannick to always see the positive side of the things? Why he said this to him? So Uncle Bruno asked Yannick to look on the bright side of the things because doing so would help him face a bad situation. Like he told him to be positive in every situation because it will help him to face the bad situations also. Now third question, who was going to visit the inn? Was he someone important? How do you know? Now who was going to visit the inn? A famous man was going to visit the inn. It was clear that this man was an important person because there was a bustle in the inn, and Amandine told Yannick that the inn's best customer would be visiting. So the famous man was going to visit the inn that time, and it was clear because everyone was in hustle and bustle that time. Like everyone, like when a guest used to come at your place, you have to prepare for so many things, right? So at that time also, because he was their best customer, so they have to prepare a lot of things. So there was a bustle in the inn. Now question number 4. What did Yannick decide to do and why? What does this say about him? So what did Yannick decide to do and what does this show about him? What kind of image it portrays about him? So let's see. Yannick decided to make things right and make Amandine happy again. This tells us that he is thoughtful and cares about other people's feeling. So as Amandine was crying na, like because he has got a scolding from his father, so Yannick decided that he will make things right, he will do everything right now and he will make Amandine happy again. So what this thing portrays that he cares about other people's feeling also, and he is very thoughtful. Okay. Now let's see question number 5. How did Uncle Bruno comfort Yannick? So how did Uncle Bruno comfort Yannick? Uncle Bruno comforted Yannick by saying that the famous painter had appreciated the creamy brulee made by Yannick. So the drawing was for Yannick and he was lucky to have held it, even if only for a moment. So what has happened, like Uncle Bruno comforted Yannick by saying, as I told you in the above question also, that Uncle Bruno has comforted Yannick by saying that the painter has made a painting on the tablecloth in appreciation for that dish that he had made for the special guest. So he said that he was very lucky to have held it because he was the famous painter in the world, and it would just, even if it is for a moment only, because he just burnt it, right? So it was just for a moment only, but it was something very happy. Now question number 6. What did Yannick do when he heard Amandine cry? How did she react? So what did Yannick do when he heard Amandine cry? When he was going to Amandine's room, what he heard that Amandine was crying. So how did she react to this situation? So Yannick felt sad and upset, hence he went into her room and apologized for inadvertently upsetting her. Amandine understood and said that she was more upset because she had upset her father. She felt sorry for impulsively shouting at Yannick. So Yannick felt sad and upset because he thought that she was crying because of him, because she has got a scolding from her father, right? Because she has got a scolding from her father. That is why, he thought that she is upset because of him. But when he went into her room, she told her that she was more upset because her father scolded him for the first time, and she said sorry also because she impulsively shouted at Yannick. Now reference to context. Read the lines and answer the question. Did Yannick know that he sketches something on the tablecloth and leaves it behind for us? So this line was said by whom? Who speaks the above lines and to whom? So Uncle Bruno speaks the above lines. He speaks to his daughter Amandine. So this line he said when Amandine shouted at Yannick, and when Uncle Bruno came, when he saw, so he asked Amandine, her daughter, that did Yannick know that he sketches something on the tablecloth and leaves it behind for us? So he said this line on the situation that was going on there to his daughter Amandine. Now B, who sketches on the tablecloth? So who has sketched on the tablecloth? The most famous person in the village sketches on the tablecloth in the end. So the most famous person who was their special guest for that day and the best customer, so that person has sketched on the tablecloth. So see, why does he sketch on the tablecloth? Why does he have sketched on the tablecloth? Let's see. He does that to show his appreciation of the food he eats in the inn. So that thing is told by me in the above questions also, that he painted something, he sketched something on the tablecloth because he liked the food made by Yannick, and in appreciation to this he painted or he sketched something on the tablecloth. Stay fit, stay at your home. Thank you.